Hello and welcome to episode 37 of the Craving Crypto podcast. In today's episode, I'm going to be teaching you how to set a stop loss on Binance. So let's get right into this. So as always, our market overview. Today is 9/27 of 18 and I have updated my lines. As you guys know, we have two main options. We've been watching the $240 billion level or the potential of the $176 billion level. We've been talking about these options for quite a few episodes now as I've been posting this analysis continuously, and we've updated our lines. Something I wanted to point out is that when we move these lines, our targets are the same for both options, but we're just projecting the pathway that it takes to get there. And as we get more data and as the chart continually paints that data, we get a better understanding of potential pathways and how quick we're going to see those levels. As you can see, we got a really quick bullish bounce off that support level that we were watching in the previous episode. So to see this hard bounce like that and then another gap up in price, just like it gapped down, leaves me to believe that we're going to see a lot more of an impulsive move out of this bounce that will take us to these resistance levels a lot quicker than what we saw in the previous analysis right here, where we are expecting it to pull back and actually take a little while to get to that primary prediction. So what we're looking at right now is a lot more of an impulsive move, and I expect the market to continue to behave in that way as this support level is reacting strongly, and we have a MACD, beginnings of a MACD curl, and the histogram is starting to flip. So that's a bullish sign right there as well. Things are looking really good in the total market capitalization. If we go over to coinmarketcap.com, you can see that we are at 223 right here. Most coins are in the green. The coin that's really taking the spotlight right now is Electroneum. This one is up 54% right now. If we click on the actual chart and look at this, you guys, we have just gotten two huge green weekly candles for Electroneum. This one's behaving like Ripple was when it was breaking out, except this is actually more parabolic than the Ripple breakout. It's very, very similar though. We're seeing this 1-2 movement and a potential 3. This could be fifth wave movement. Now, I don't want to try to call the top on this fifth wave in any way, because once you start going parabolic like this, you don't know how far that FOMO is really going to take you. But I will say that this isn't sustainable in the short term. We're going to have to reject somewhere up here at resistance levels. We've got some pretty big chunks of resistance over here in the past for Electroneum. If we just go onto the daily candlesticks, you can see over here, we're going to be able to draw some boxes of resistance, and we can take that and you can just clone it and throw this one a little bit lower and pull the box down since we're on the logarithmic, and understand that these are all going to be areas where profit taking could easily be taken place. So that's where you should also be aiming to take your profits on this market. Now, when this does correct with the volume spikes that we're seeing, and because this was a big falling wedge pattern right here that we had since the beginning of the year in Electroneum, so we've got that support level, we've got that resistance level. If this comes back down to support and starts to curl back on the upside, this could be the beginning of an uptrend, because on the daily, if we start to make higher highs and higher lows, that defines an uptrend. And if you've dropped a whole bunch like this over a long period of time and then you make a bullish pattern, break out with volume, it's a really good sign for the medium term and potentially even long term for Electroneum. Let me just go ahead and paint what that might look like. We could either come up here and start to reject, do a little bull trap and then curl back out, or we could even go higher and then do a rejection like this and bull trap and then curl back out, or we could just reject from prices right now and curl back out. This is why you use take profit zones and average out of your position once you've got a good nice entry, once you've averaged down into the panic. And when you buy these falling wedges, it's best to set your buy orders. Couple down here on the support levels. As the wedge starts to form, you can set one right here, and one right here. Then you get a nice average entry. And then you can buy a little bit more on the breakout. As you can see, when it broke out right here, the momentum really took the market higher. So you can buy those breakouts of these falling wedges and average in, get a nice good entry, and then you can start scaling out as we go parabolic like this. This will play a market cycle. This would be a big 1-2. And we could potentially get a larger degree 3-wave out of this market. So Electroneum is definitely looking interesting on multiple time frames. I really don't know too much about what this project does. As you guys know, I'm purely an analyst. I don't get too detailed into fundamentals of coins, but we are about 8 million in 24-hour volume. So don't FOMO into this. You know, buy a retrace if you're going to. We're going to see some type of profit taking and a short-term rejection. Nothing goes up forever, but this is hot right now. So just wanted to run that over. But overall, things are looking very good for the bulls. Again, we're just watching that triangle for Bitcoin. It's been painting the same triangle pattern for quite a while now. We've just made falling wedges the whole bear market, and then now we're in a symmetrical triangle. So it's like a lot of indecision in the market, which is usually a good sign if you've retraced a lot. If there's a lot of skepticism and people thinking, oh, this might not go up from here, that's actually a pretty good sign for the markets overall. But as you can see, this is a triangle pattern that we're seeing with Bitcoin. We've got our resistance levels and we've got our green support levels. So if we get a breakout of this triangle, that's going to look really good for the bulls. If this does some type of janky rejection and starts to panic sell, then we'll be watching these support levels that it's previously used as resistance as potential buy zones or ladder zones to get into any positions. But I've talked about the best way to play Bitcoin. You can go look up my video on that. Just Google the Craving Crypto podcast, how to play Bitcoin. It'll come right up and you'll see my most recent kind of views on where you can look at this market and how to reduce your risk and really play it the best possible way over the next little while. Yeah, that's kind of my market overview. Now let's get into how to set a stop loss on Binance. Okay, so I am logged into my Binance here. This is just a spare account that I have for tutorial purposes. We're gonna head over to the USD Ethereum pair and look at how to set a stop loss against the dollar tether with Ethereum. We've got just a little bit of Ethereum in this account to work with, and we're going to go ahead and set a stop loss with all of it. I'm gonna be setting my stop loss on the 4-hour candlesticks because this is my favorite for utilizing candlestick patterns to go along with setting your stop loss so that you can play the daily trends and play the momentum of the market with having a low risk position. So we're just gonna go ahead and find a candlestick right here, which is a bullish buy signal candle. Right here, as you can see, Binance is really laggy right now. I don't know if there's a bunch of people on here or what, but for some reason it's lagging out on me. We've got this candlestick right here, which is a bull pin hammer candle, and it went from about $204 up to $218. So we're gonna set our stop at 204 because if the trend reverses below that buy signal, then we're likely to see further downside. So it's a good spot to set your stop at the bottom of this wick. So I'm just gonna take 100% of this Ethereum. We're gonna click on the stop limit order. Now, if you don't really know why you use stop losses, let me just go ahead and explain this very quickly. This reduces your risk in the market. If you're seeing a bullish trend, you can average into a position and then set your stop loss below certain price points, usually using resistance or support levels, depending on what direction of the market you're trading. And that will really help you so that if the market starts to come back down, you get out of the position quickly, you cut your losses quickly, and you don't ride into a bigger loss that becomes a question of what do you do with this hold? You just don't know anymore. And it's because usually if you're swing trading, it's because you didn't have a stop loss. So what you want to do is set your stop losses when you're playing these trends, or even sometimes if you're playing bigger picture moves, you can average into a position and set your stop loss below an average entry. So what we're gonna do is go with 100% of this Ethereum, and it's a sell order since we're playing this market as a bull. We're expecting more buying action to come. So we just type in 100%. Now the stop price triggers the limit price. So the limit price is the actual order that goes through. Whatever price you set the limit to is what it's going to sell at. The reason you use a stop order is to make sure that the order gets filled. Because if there isn't enough money on the other end of that order book, then your order isn't going to get filled. So you have a little bit of a gap in the price. So your stop is always a little bit higher in price than your limit if you're going long or if you're playing as a bull. And if you're going short, then your stop is a little bit lower in price than your limit because the price has to go up. So you're expecting it to trigger upward price action before hitting your limit order. So What we're going to do in this case, if we're trying to do a $204 stop loss and we're a bull going long, buying the market, then we want to set our stop at 205, and that will trigger our limit at 204 as the price drops. So again, stop higher than the limit price. And if you're playing as a bear, you want to have your stop lower than the limit price. It would have looked like 205 right here and 204 right there. Now, with Binance, you only have exchange trading, so there's no margin. You can't short this, so you don't really need to worry about thinking like a bear, but that just explains it in case you do use leveraged exchanges on other websites. 205, 204, this looks good, and then we're just going to do 100% of this Ether, and then we press sell ETH, and it will say right here, if the last price drops to or below 205 USD, in order to sell this much Ethereum at the price of 204 USD will be placed. So that's saying that your stop order at 205 will trigger your limit at 204, and that's where the order will take place. So you press place order. Okay, so market sell order created. So the order is in place. Obviously, it's not going to sell instantly because the price is at $228. So it's only going to trigger if we start to go back on the downside and see further downside continuation. So again, that's how you set a stop loss on Binance. And I hope that gives some clarity for anybody that doesn't know how to do this or why you need to use them. Okay, awesome. So we've got coin market cap chart that we did today, the TA link right here. And then Coinigy, if you want to do technical analysis on altcoins, you can use my referral. BitMEX, if you want to do leverage trading, you can sign up right here. Bitcoin, if you like what I'm doing, you can send donations to that address. And my VIP course, if you want to get more hands-on and learn this stuff. Also, I'll throw my Binance referral link right here as well. I just don't have it currently in the chart, but when you click on the video today and click in the description, click on the document, you'll be able to sign up with Binance under my referral if you do not have an account there. It's one of my favorite exchanges, and I highly recommend it to anybody that wants to get into crypto trading. One more quick thing before I let you guys go. If you are a VIP member and you're not in the Discord yet, go ahead and join the Discord. The links are in the document of this video. We post all our analysis on here regularly and keep you updated. It's really popping right now. There's a lot of people in here talking and learning. It's just a great positive environment. So if you're a VIP member, go ahead and join this. If you're not, you can join in and talk in the welcome channel, but the VIP channels are for the paying members only. So I just wanted to give you guys that little update because this is really where all of the exciting stuff is happening with HAI right now, and you really got to get in here. So go ahead and click the links in the document below, and I'll see you guys inside. Thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope that you learned something. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and drop them in the box below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next videos. As always, stay profitable out there.